Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Nicole and I am the creator in front of ArghUMAd, the podcast for the people. Now today is episode 3 of our new series entitled Intimate Convos, in which we're getting a little bit more intimate and conversational. So this is our new YouTube series, which we have streaming now, and I hope you're enjoying it so far. I do appreciate, excuse me, I see some hair. I do appreciate the positive feedback thus far, so I will continue on with these videos in which I have now moved back a little bit from the camera. I was definitely getting that feedback. Move back! You're into close to the camera. Okay, I'm sorry guys. All right, my ring light is broken. Okay, I have broken ring lights. All right, like can we talk about let's talk about the struggle. We'll talk about this, right? We'll talk about this. Everybody's glorifying, oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm living fabulous lives and I'm clinkety, clinkety, clink. Nah, it ain't that. It ain't. Right? Like everybody's like, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, like this entrepreneur thing is not as easy as they're making it seem. Okay, like you're doing a lot more work. All right, so we'll table that. We'll table the struggle and entrepreneurship in just a moment, but let's get back to, so where were we? Where did we leave off? So in our last intimate convo, I was kind of basically telling you to challenge everything. And with challenging everything does come at a cost, literally and figuratively. It's funny how everything just always ends up back to money. So everything does come with a cost. You know, either you can conform with the, I'm going to say general public or the commonality of thinking, which is not always, in my opinion, the common thought. It's like, I think I was discussing that last time. I just said, you know, like who is the one that sets the tone for, you know, what is our ideal standard beauty and things of that nature. So when it comes to thinking, right, the beauty of the human being, right, and evolution as from a psychological standpoint is that human beings have the ability to think. Yes, we have the ability to think. That's what separates us from the animals, because we think. So it's always awesome when we're thinking, right? But what I notice is that, and you ever notice this when you're in conversation, when you're in dialogue with some people, they're like, oh, I'm an open mind, da 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 da. But what happens when my ideas of thinking does not match your idea of thinking? You understand? I had a really interesting debate earlier with a gentleman about thinking. Well, in terms of his thoughts versus my thoughts. We'll table that again. But the point that I'm trying to make is that I just want you guys to see it, because I'm always about being able for you to see, for you to understand, and for you to come on. You know, I'm here to get your juices pumping, yeah? So I want you to see, like, in terms of my thoughts versus your thoughts, or your thoughts versus someone else's thoughts. And it's okay, like, right, they say for us to agree to disagree, right? That's a thing. But sometimes I don't feel like everybody, they say like it's okay to agree to disagree until you disagree. And then they're like, you know what? I'm not, in my Steve Urkel voice, I don't have to take this. I'm going home. That was a Family Matters reference for those of you who grew up in the 90s like me. Where my TGIF folks at, right? Like, TGIF. But point is that, and we're seeing it a lot now. This is a perfect reference. We're seeing it a lot. Now where a lot of us are starting to come into our own mind, come into our own thoughts. We're like, you know what? What makes this okay? I don't feel okay with that. And sorry to the gentleman, but I don't think he follows me. But I'm going to make this reference. So you guys know I'm dating, right? I know. It's hard out here for a pimp. I mean, I'm not a pimp, but whatever. Anyway, so I was on the phone with a gentleman today, right? And he's like, oh, you have great dialogue, da-da-da-da-da. Let's exchange numbers and let's exchange pictures, right? Because that's the thing, right? Everybody's, exchange your pictures. Oh, cool. Sure, no problem. You know me. Pose for the camera now, click, click. And so I exchanged pictures. I exchanged a few. So I sent a few of me and my merchandise because, hello, www. ArghUMAd.com, okay? Like, sure, like, here's a few pictures of my merchandise. Feel free to patronize my online shop because I'm an entrepreneur. Hello, please shop at my online shop. Support me because, like I told you, entrepreneurship is not easy and it's hard out here, okay? Like, I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not sugarcoating it anymore, y'all. It's rough. I'm here with a broken, what is this thing? Anyway, we'll do, what does that call it? Ring lights. Like, hey! So anyway, let's get back to thoughts. So he's like, send me a picture. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, send some pictures of me and my merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Got a little crop top tee, little yoga short. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, sister gained a little weight. So, ooh, let me make sure my thing is seen. Sister gained a little weight. So we got a little bit more curves in certain areas. Check. Back. All right. I send what I want to send because I'm a lady. You know what I'm saying? Like in my Shanae voice. I'm a lady. So anyways, so I sent him a few pics. And he's like, all right, yeah, you know, can I get that side view? Now, anybody that knows me, okay? I'm gonna Melissa at. All right? I'm self-conscious. You know, keep in mind I'm an artist. And I'm sensitive about my shit. And that's my body. Like, I'm gonna send you what I want to send. Don't you, this ain't McDonald's. You can't have it your way. Like, I digress. That was y'all felt that one, right? I went back into that, an emotional flashback. Cause he like, all right, let me see the side view. First of all, you just met me. No. But you know what? My trauma, because of my trauma, right? I did send it. And then I later on was like, well, you know, you gotta pay for my nails. Like then I tried to be a city girl. Like that was like backwards. That was so backwards. But anyway, then he got offended. And I'm like, oh! So now you offended. Well, now you know how I feel. And he's like, well, I wasn't asking you to twerk. He goes, I wasn't asking you to twerk. I wasn't asking for no nudes. I don't care what you were asking for. My feelings are just as valid as your feelings. And he kept, the point of the matter is that, because my thinking versus his thinking. My thinking was that, for one, I said what I was comfortable with sending, and you should be okay with that, right? You understand? Like, even right now, I'm in like a really sexy dress. Like, all right, like for my, if you want to see the full picture of the dress, you have to subscribe my exclusive newsletter. I'll send small pictures, some sexy this thing. I'll show you my behind the scenes. No, seriously, patronize my weekly newsletter, y'all. I told you I'm an entrepreneur, all right? I'm very serious. I'm joking, but I'm serious. Every time I laugh, don't take my laughing is just I'm laughing at myself. But at the point of that, I'm very serious. But seriously, like, I'm a sexy woman. I understand that. I embrace my sensuality and nothing about me. I mean, I'm all about that divine feminine, okay? Okay, so divine feminine energy, right? Because I'm all about being, like, I'm a lady, okay? I'm a lady. I got my curves. I'm going to embrace it, all right? And I'm sure that's what draws a lot of you to me anyway. Like, I mean, but outside of that, I do have a brain. But get back to the situation. So I said, you know what? His thinking wasn't the same as my thinking, and that's okay. Like that, and it was truly okay because I got it. It's like, you know, it's like, let me see that from the side. Take it easy. But in his defense, he said, well, I didn't do anything out of line. Well, actually, you kind of did if I said you did, and if you didn't realize it, then that was your opportunity to say, you know what, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I was offending you. Please forgive me. But also me and my trauma, I should have also spoken up too, but there was like a moment of me that just kind of like you know, that got a little nervous. And that's part of my healing as well. And I think a lot of us need to understand that when we start to like have some type of friction, right? When one thought doesn't necessarily matches the other thought, it's okay. Like I think we have evolved, yes, as human beings to hear another person and hear their thought and thinking and hear the other person's thought and thinking, right? And without anyone taking real offense, truly honoring that thought and literally hearing the person so that you can understand where they are coming from, okay? Because in his head, he doesn't think, he got defensive. He didn't think anything of it. He's just like, well, I didn't ask for, you know, a nude picture, or I didn't ask for you to send me a video. But I'm telling you, what you did ask was already out of bounds. You understand? That's my thought. That's my thinking. Okay? So we went on and on for a while because he was not able to hear my thought. he wasn't able to hear my thought. And I think that's where a lot of disputes and disagreements come from, because we're not literally listening to each other's thoughts or perspectives. And I believe that, we pride ourselves, and like I said, in being human beings, and from an evolutionary psychology standpoint, we pride ourselves in being able to think. Yes, as a human beings, we're progressive thinkers. Now we're entering a time where AI is, now we can just input suggestive features into AI, and AI can do anything we want it to do. In regards to, we have things like Linda and God knows what else, you understand me? So we have evolved, right? We have opened up different areas and different channels for us to be able to express ourselves, and primarily through communication first, right? We first communicate as human beings, and then we then input that, and then we teach them. So we are now at the position where we can train computers to do what we want it to do. Okay, so the humans are now able to train computers or program computers to do certain tasks for them, and so forth and so on, right? So what happens when one human being is not able to communicate with another human being, right? See, what happens, and what I'm noticing in a lot, especially with these stars, now that these stars are coming out of they're progressing, correct? So they're growing and they're progressing, and they're starting to think progressively. And when they start to say, listen, I don't agree with this, or I don't agree with that. Now, because this, what I'm trying to be mindful in speaking, is that once you start thinking outside of the box, that's when the friction comes. That's when the friction starts. You are, you're penalized. Literally, you're penalized. It's like, okay, because you don't want to do what I said you're supposed to do, or what I want you to do, now I'm not going to pay you. Same thing that happened to me. I got fired because I started to advocate for myself. I said, listen, I lost my mother. I've been placed on medical leave. Okay, I have paperwork and ADA accommodation at that time. That's the American Disability Act accommodation, which states that I have to take it easy. But I had employers that still wanted me to go faster and faster and faster. And I had like anxiety. Like I've had a panic attack. I know what a panic attack looks like. I didn't know about panic attacks until it happened to me. Okay, that's when I realized I have to slow. It's like, wait, I have to take it easy, So my whole new way of life is taking it easy. Like soft life, when they say soft life, I agree with them, in terms of taking it easy, right? Taking it easy. Gone are the days where we have to work ourselves down to the grave. Literally, I've watched all my parents work themselves, like physically. Like my bonus dad was the first to go. My actual dad went, and then my mom went in 2019, which is why you now see me, which is why ArghUMAd has come about, because I'm watching what happens when you stop looking at yourself as an actual human being, and when you just start to, it's like, what is it? Me against the machine, right? Rage against the machine. I don't know, that's an actual artist.